What do when you've got a slightly broken MacBook? Well, you go on eBay and buy another one, of course. Okay, a little bit of background as to what's going on in this video. I did kind of just launch into that one there. But on the left is my MacBook Air that I bought last year in... God, when was it? Early November? I really can't remember, actually. It was late last year anyway, third quarter. And on the right is another MacBook Air. I'll explain what's going wrong in a second. I just got to kind of get this one open again. So last year I bought this, and it was intended to be plugged into a display because I fancied buying a Mac, seeing what I could get for very little money, and I found this thing. Sure enough, it wasn't the Mac Mini I wanted, but I got it for 210, all told. Brilliant. It did have a slight problem with the screen though, in that the bottom centimetre wasn't visible. It was completely, just horizontal lines would change colour very slowly when you change the picture on the screen. I wasn't bothered about that because I did at the time have plans to put it into a display, which never actually happened. I've got other things for that now. But in the last month or so, a problem has developed a bit further, and I'll just wake it up and show you, if it will. Yeah, the more acute amongst you will probably be noticing this. You see, this has gotten a lot worse. You see, about where the top of my finger is there, just under the trash can, that's where the damage came up to originally. Now it seems to have expanded up to about here, then there, and there's more lines developing. What seems to be happening is, after a while, one block forms, then another block starts coming in with a few sparse lines, then that fills in, and another block begins. But it's becoming unusable because, it's basically up to here now. And while I was fine with it before, this thing is just getting so bad to the point where it's probably going to just creep up the screen and then that's it. So I decided on a master plan. I decided to buy another broken MacBook. I'll just get this one out of view. So this one arrived. It's got problems of its own. It's very, very clean, I'll give it that, but there is actually a dent here. I'm not as bothered about that because I reasoned with myself. I thought, to be honest, the other one is likely during its lifetime going to get dented anyway. I know myself. I know that I sometimes bump things. So, yeah, I could search on eBay for endless amounts of time trying to find a good deal. This thing was $90 on its own with $7.99 shipping. I'm not likely to get a better one. The damage with this one, I'll just open it up. It looks immaculate, but I've had a look on the inside of the back cover and this has got tea all over it. It's a liquid damage case and it does power on kind of, but you hear the startup sound and the fan just goes to 100% and it goes crazy loud and you're kind of worried, so I have to pull it out. It doesn't survive on the battery. I'll just show you a little bit of this. I'm going to close it. The bottom case is not even connected. It's been separated. Oh, there's no screws with it. Oh, hang on. So, yeah, there's all the tea stains. So, got it for the guy that spilled tea in it, but more my kind of gain there. I have seen on eBay people have actually put tea all over 8 gig versions. The top end ones, like 1.7 gigahertz processor, 8 gig of RAM, and I'm like, oh god, you really didn't do very good. But anyway, my plan is to swap the display from this Mac, if I don't scrape it to death, and put it on that one. What could possibly go wrong? From what I can see, it's not really that difficult, or it won't be that difficult, possibly, to get at this one. Each side has 3 screws. There's the other side over there. And there is one connector, pretty much, and that's it. And it looks like I can lift it off. The only thing I've really kind of thought is, these Macs, I've had a look at a picture of the cable that connects these, and I thought originally on that Mac it was the cable that was at fault. Manipulated this side, nothing. But then I remembered, inside of here, it's double-ended. It does come out the other end. So I'm just wondering if I've bought this, this one for nothing, and I didn't actually need to do that at all. Maybe I just needed to manipulate the cable, but we'll see when we pull it apart. I've just got to try and find my pentalobe screwdrivers here. Oh yeah, and pulling out the cable does reveal a liquid indicator. That's definitely liquid damaged. No coming back from that as far as I can see. Seems to be some kind of Torx screwdriver. I think that's T8, or I don't know. But anyway, this is required to take the hinges off. Let's have a look at this. I don't know whether to film this procedure because it is going to be fairly fiddly. I might just film back when, you know, I've taken the display off. Back in a sec. Well, there's the display. It pretty much came off really easy. But one thing we have to do, we have to make absolutely certain that those are not ripped. Those are the antenna cables which hide... Oops, out of focus. Just zoom in there. Which I neglected to actually mention or even think about before I started this. So what I'm going to do is be very careful and attach this thing. Alright, so now, the fateful moment. This SSD is offline. This Mac is offline, what am I talking about? Display module's up in the corner, as you can see. Time to get this one disassembled. I'm just a little bit nervous, but I've got my pentalobes and... yeah, let's go. Slight problem with my pentalobe, you might be able to see all the corners have been knocked off. I had a devil's job trying to get these out. One last screw wouldn't, but anyway, cover's off. Just about to put this on the bed so I can show you. So in many ways it's no different to the last one, except, you know, this one isn't liquid damaged and it looks a hell of a lot healthier in there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to first of all do the thing of disconnecting the battery, because you have to do that. Pretty much what I'm going to do is I need concentration, so I can't film the next bit. Sorry guys. Now this was of some note last time. This little thing here, it's like a little plate. That came off on the other one. Well, not came off as in broken, but it flipped up and I couldn't remember where it went. Right, so I've got to take good notice of this, that's important. And it was with a very heavy heart that I did that. But it's off. Okay, now, I'm just basically going to retrace my steps, go backwards, and I'm going to fit the other display. So once again, I shall be back. Although what I have done is I've taken a picture of part of it just so I remember how it went back. But no pressure. Okay, the scary bit has been done. I've basically... I had to screw these things in because these hinges have incredible torque on them. You cannot bend them when the screen is off. So I've put at least one, well, I call it tacking bolt down. I mean, this end can be secured in straight away because there's nothing flashy about that. But the other end, the Wi-Fi cable has to go across and go back into the airport. So I've more concentration required. I really would have liked to have done this on a desk, but I was so mad keen to do this now I just did it on the bed. Probably static and everything floating around, so I shall be with you very soon again. Well, that Wi-Fi cable took ages to get back on and these in here, but oh my god, it's done. Whew. Right, time to test. I've got the video cable in, that's right. Got to put the battery cable in again, hold on a second. Good god, how'd you do this? Oh. Surely this isn't where we feel the shadow's right in the way of this. Okay. Battery connector in. Let's pray this works. Right, okay. Moment of truth. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, hey! I am genuinely thrilled. I'm just in awe. I've actually fixed a Mac. Oh my good god, that display is perfect. Oh, I see a glorious thing. I'm sorry, I'm being really weird. It's over. It's done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the MacBook Air fix. I've done it. It's fixed, and all I need to do is put the screws in the bottom, if I can. If I can't, what I'm probably going to do is get a new pentalobe. I mean, they're worth nothing. I've got this far, so with that, I mean, drop a like if you want, subscribe. There's going to be more of this kind of stuff coming up. I assure you, there's more fixes I'm planning. So if you want to sort of do that, then that's fine. If you don't want to, that's fine as well. You can dislike this video till Sunday if you want. I don't know why I said Sunday. But anyway, it's done, it's dusted, and I'm going to have myself a beer. I mean, it is like, let's have a look at the time, 11:27. Oh hell, I'm going to have a beer anyway, screw it. Cheers! Oh, and just as a slight addendum, one of these things came the day afterwards, and it's basically a case for my MacBook. So this thing is going to be well protected in the future. No way of this thing getting damaged in any way. So yeah, it's a pretty good case. It does make it look like a snot though, but if it protects it, I don't really mind.